Going to be doing a steak Oscar today. You might refer to this as a filet Oscar because I am using beef tenderloin. I've got some prime beef tenderloin, filet mignon from Matador Prime Steak Company. Going to show you those here in a few minutes. And I'm going all French on you today. I'm going to be doing a variation of a hollandaise sauce. Typically you would do a béarnaise sauce with a dish like this, but I don't like tarragon. I like the white wine that goes in. I like the shallots. Can't stand tarragon, so I'm putting it more to the kind of flavors we have down here. It's going to be a variation of hollandaise, incorporating a little bit of horseradish cream with a little bit of cayenne. Stay tuned, we'll get busy with this right after this.
If you want to cook backyard barbecue till you get your feel, you come to the right place. Restaurant Smoky Ribs. Smoky Ribs. Smoky
I'm going to go ahead and get this started. By the way, I'm using the new Slow and Sear 2.0 to sear these steaks. This has a removable water trough. I really like that, which gives you a bigger area for searing steaks. All right, we're going to start by placing 12 briquettes in a nice tight little area right here in the corner. I'm going to put about half of them. Then I'm going to lay one of these tumbleweeds in there to start them with, and then finish piling the rest of them on top of that. Let's go in with a tumbleweed here, and the last one right there. All right, now here are the fillets, and what I've done 24 hours ago, I put this is actually a test from Heaven Made Products. This is his new SPG, has no label on it. He sent this out for my input. He sent it to other YouTubers and other people for their input as well. I don't know what it tastes like yet. I know it smells really good. It smells exactly what it says it is, but that's what I've done. And more like a dry brine, the salt that's in this has already permeated and penetrated the meat. 24 hours does a pretty good job. It should be all the way through the center, or very close anyway. So I'm gonna lay these just like this. All right, I got 3 probes left on the Maverick XR50. 1 probe is being utilized here on the Great Temp. So what I want to do is open this or close this. I want to stick my probes through so I can grab them on the back side. And I'm gonna monitor each steak individually if I can. About center. About center. About center. Hang on. And for the last steak, I'm going to utilize the meter. Our steaks are up to 80 degrees internal, so it is time to flip these. So I'm going to start with this one. I'm going to have to reposition this probe, as I can see. We'll just reposition all the probes. We're going to bring this up to 115 from here. That's about center. About center. Looks good. To cover back on, we're going to bring them up to 115 degrees internal. We have reached 115 degrees internal on all the steaks, 113 to 116, depends on which one you're looking at. It's close enough. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove the probes on all of these. Just gonna transfer these into a pan. All right, so normally you would apply olive oil first and then your seasoning, but as I mentioned earlier, I went ahead and added everything 24 hours ago. So we're just gonna take olive oil and we're just gonna spray these fillets before the sear. Get a good coating on that. We got a full Weber chimney full of charcoal, lit charcoal, and it is screaming hot. Onto that, we're going to place our steaks for a sear. Smelling insane already. We are seared on all sides. Filet mignon is a little different than ribeye, of course, and you've got, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4 major sides, so all of it got seared on this. I'm going to take and wrap these in aluminum foil. We're going to bring everything back inside. We're going to make the hollandaise, and from there we're also going to steam the crab. We're going to finish this up. Going to give you a taste test, tell you what it's like. All right, what I've got here is jumbo lump crab meat. This crab meat comes from right here in my backyard, basically. A couple miles down the road is the Gulf of Mexico, and I refer to it as my backyard. Let's take a look at this. This crab was actually swimming yesterday. Look at that beautiful lump crab meat. You got a steaming pot like this. This is like a double boiler, but this is perforated with holes. And without breaking up our lump crab meat, you want to just take and lay crab meat in here, let the steam hit it, and all I'm doing is warming it through. Like I said, it's pre-cooked. I'm going to take a little bit of salt. Hasn't seen any salt yet. That's enough salt. Cracked black. That's enough of that, and give it a little flavor the way we do things down here in the South in Mississippi. Let's take a little bit of cayenne. I'm just going to sprinkle across that. I'm just going to put the lid on this. I'm going to let this go for like 30 seconds. I'm going to turn the fire off. We're just going to push it back. That'll keep it warm. Alright, this hollandaise, this variation of hollandaise starts with eggs. I'm going to be separating the yolks on 3 of these. I'm going to place this into this pan here. Got 2 more to do. That second yolk busted on me. There's number 3. Okay. You want to take and whisk these until they're very creamy. Just like that. Nice and creamy. I'm going to take the juice of 1/2 of a lemon. It's going to be around 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. Into that, I'm going to add about 1/4 of a teaspoon of some Dijon mustard. Now we're going in with about 1/4 of a teaspoon of sea salt. This is a kosher style sea salt. Give all this a blend. We're not on heat right now. Everything is cold. We're just getting it ready. Now you can either use hot sauce at this point or you can use cayenne. I'm going with cayenne. About 1/4 teaspoon. Alright, so I'm using a double boiler. I'm going in total with 4 ounces of butter, 1/2 cup. There's my first little knob of butter. It's cold butter right out of the fridge. We're going to melt that in. The trick to this is, first off, don't have your water boiling, just have it steaming. That's heating the bottom of this pot here, and that's going to incorporate the butter, and as that melts I'll be adding more butter. Alright, my first knob is not completely melted, but I'm going to go ahead and add in my second. Alright, so you know there's different variations for making a hollandaise. Some people can do it in a blender by drizzling in like 210 degree hot butter, and let that cook the eggs. I'm cooking the eggs over a double boiler and just slowly incorporating the butter. As you see here, it's time for another knob. There's knob number 3. And you run a less risk of it breaking like this because it's not getting too hot, and you're bringing your butter in very slowly, and that's the whole key to it. Towards the end, you can add your butter in a little bit faster. As you see little puffs of steam coming up, that's all the butter. That is 1 stick of butter, half a cup, 4 tablespoons, however you want to slice it up. Now if you want to double this, all you gotta do is double the ingredients on everything. So the variation that I'm doing from a normal hollandaise, and that's what you're looking at here, is a hollandaise. Just as is, this is what you would serve over eggs benedict, seafood and things like that. And it would be great just like it is, but I'm putting that southern spin to it. We got the cayenne pepper, now we got some horseradish cream, very creamy. This is not the raw cold horseradish. This has already been creamed, and we're simply going to mix that in, and that goes very well with beef as well as the blue crab. Alright, so here we go with this jacked up hollandaise. Not going to be shy with this because we got crab going on top of this, and I kind of want it to drip off the edges there, just like so. Now we're going to place our lump crab meat on top of this. Now we're just going to put a little bit of color on this with a little bit of parsley. This is filet Oscar. I'm getting ready to dive into this. I'm going to do a taste and tell you what I think. So let's cut into this bad boy and let's see what we got. I know this meat is going to be super tender. We're going to try the steak first. Oh man, look at that. Look at the pink, and that's towards the edge. That's really good. Oh my God, that steak is fabulous. Super tender because of what it is. It's filet, but it's not just filet, it's prime filet from Matador Prime Steak. I've yet to have anything of theirs that just absolutely went delicious. Filet is not one of my favorite cuts because normally it lacks in flavor. God, not this one. That char, that little bit of char that comes from that sear, fantastic. All right, let's try it in combination with this hollandaise. Look at that. That is a perfect medium rare. It's not bleeding, it's just nice and pink. Exactly what I was wanting. Crab meat. Cheers. I had no idea what I've been missing for almost 60 years. I've never had this combination. I've had surf and turf. I've done quite a bit of it on my channel with shrimp and steak and lobster and steak and this, that, and the other, but I'm telling you what, the horseradish, that sauce is so mild in this. It's just a real mild horseradish flavor coming through that really enhances the beef as well as the crab. This is a match made in heaven right here. God, this is good. All right, I've got one more bite and I'll be half done with this. Y'all just bear with me. I can't express enough just how tasty that is. That combination. I really implore you to try this. Don't let hollandaise freak you out or anything like that. You can find an easier way to do it, but what I did was simple. You sit right there and watch me do it. It never broke. It accepted everything because I used a double boiler. It's the safest way to do it in my opinion, and I think that's the way they actually teach you to do it nowadays. But absolutely fantastic combination. If you can't find blue crab, which I'm sure many people can't unless you order it online, you could also use shrimp. You could use shrimp, you could use lobster, you could really use any kind of seafood to top this with. But if you can find blue crab, I'm talking about fresh, lump, jumbo lump crab meat to do this with, do that. I promise you, you're absolutely going to love this dish. Hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, smoke your ribs.